Hello and welcome. I am Maestra Teacher and this is my 5th grade teaching channel. Today's video is about the Reading Academies. If you click on this video, there's a chance that you either are taking classes there right now or you're about to begin the Reading Academy and you would like more information. I will share with you my experience on the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you are not from the state of Texas, there's a chance that you might not know about the Reading Academies because this is basically pertinent to the teachers in the state of Texas. Back in June of 2019, there's a House bill that passed in which stated that all teachers from kindergarten through 3rd grade must attend the Reading Academy either from the year 2021 all the way to 2024. So you will have your own year. Not all teachers will attend at the same time, but everybody at the end by 2024 should attend. So what exactly is the Reading Academy? To me, I would define it as going back to school. It's basically a course like you would take in college where they teach you how to be a good reading teacher. It is designed in different modules. They have, I believe, 12 different modules that teach everything that has to do with the reading and language arts class from kinder to 3rd grade, including information such as how to teach phonics, how to teach writing, how to teach reading comprehension, and so on and so forth. The Reading Academy will last for the entire school year, and you will have grades. Every time you complete modules have different assignments in them that they will be graded, and then by the end of the first semester you have to turn in an artifact, and by the end of the second semester you'll have to turn in the second artifacts. These artifacts are a big deal because overall your final grade depends on those 2 grades of the artifacts. You must have an 80% or above in artifacts in order to pass and complete. The Reading Academy is divided in different cohorts. So you will have your own teacher. And if you're a bilingual teacher, then you will have teachers who are bilingual and you will do some parts in English and some parts in Spanish. If you're on the bilingual side, the artifacts must be completed in Spanish. And if you're on the English side, then it has to be done in English, of course. And finally, for this overview, just a quick information about the 2 main artifacts in case you're wondering what they will be about. Well, the first one that you have to turn in December, the first artifact is creating a video. You have to create a video recording yourself, teaching a class of whatever theme they're going to tell you that you have to do. In my case, it had to do with phonemic awareness. So I had to design a class and I had to pretend I was teaching and recording myself. The problem was that it was only supposed to last 2 minutes. So it was really hard to do a class in 2 minutes. The second artifact is a written one. You will have to do this at the end by May, in which you will have to write down a full lesson plan. You first have to, they will give you the example of a student work. You have to go through it and you have to decide what is the problem with the student. They want to see that you as a teacher, you're able to identify the needs of the students or if the student is having learning disability. So they will give you a student work. You have to analyze it, decide what is the student disability, if there's any, and then you have to design a full lesson plans targeting how you are going to help that student using all the strategies and all the things you've learned throughout the year of the Reading Academy. If you are wondering why I went to the Reading Academy, I am a 5th grade teacher, but back then in 2020 when I did this, I was before COVID, I was about to become the instructional coach of my school. But after COVID hit, things changed, so I went back into teaching. However, once you start your Reading Academy, like I started as an instructional coach in August, then I went back to teaching by September. But once you start, there's no going out. So if you're starting this Reading Academy and maybe after leveling you are moved to a higher grade, that doesn't mean you're going to go away from it, because once you start, even if you're going to become a math teacher in 6th grade, then you still have to continue with the Reading Academy. And when I asked why, they told me it has to do with money. You have classes online. You must have your camera on at all times. Your microphone may be muted, but your camera has to be there. And they actually have a person monitoring to make sure that every single person in that meeting room has their camera on, their face in the camera, and that you are there present. Let's start now with the good. So what was the good in this reading academy? What kind of things to me were good of going through this experience? Well, one thing that I thought was really good is, of course, that the Reading Academy is very beneficial, especially for teachers who when they went to school back then, maybe they studied something else that was not teaching, and then they became teachers through an alternative certification program. It's a wealth of information that will help you in your class. Another good thing is, of course, that you probably are going to get paid. Most teachers got paid at the end of the Reading Academy. If you completed all your work and all your artifacts and you passed with 80% or above, of course, you are going to get paid. Also, teachers were quite flexible. If you had to be absent, if you had a medical emergency, I think they were quite understanding on that. They will let you make up the hours later on or work with you in a way to find a solution. So they were very understanding. Let's talk about the bad. Again, this video is all my opinion, so you don't have to agree with me, but this is, in my experience, what I thought it was bad. What was bad? Well, as I mentioned in the good, they give you a wealth of information. The bad part is that it's like way too much. This academy is divided in 12 different modules, but it's not only module 1 or 2 or 3. When you go to module 1, that module has like 15 other parts. You have module 1.1 and 1.2 and 1.3, and each of the modules have all the way to number 13. So in each individual module, there's a lot of information. It's hard to go through all of it in the pace that they want you to go through all of it, because you are a teacher. You have a regular school year. You have students to deal with. Also, each of these modules, they provide you a lot of handouts. You're gonna get like thousands of handouts because each module is designed to have handouts that help you go together with the lesson. However, they're all online. So if you don't have a printer or printer accessibility, then it's a little bit hard, because you have to have on one screen this handout and then the other screen the module open, and it was a little bit hard. I thought that they should have given every teacher printed out already all these documents that we're going to use to make our lives easier. Also, I felt that it was bad. Sometimes this our Reading Academy was done through Zoom, in which we will have to meet with the teachers, and some of the teachers were good at teaching it, but some of the teachers, they were just not good at teaching it, meaning that they would just be there and read from slides, and that was about it. They would just sit there, read the slide, and any questions. Okay, so I don't think as a teacher that you going into a group of students and just read a slide is teaching. That is not teaching. You have to actually go through what is the information, teach it, explain it, differentiate it. Where you will have to then, the teacher will say a quick thing, and then they will send you to a breakout room with 20 other people that you don't know. They're a bunch of strangers, so you don't know them, and you have to now collaborate with them in this, and plus not everybody participated. Some students, once they send you to the breakout rooms, they just shut off their cameras, and they're not even there, so you are left out to do a lot of this work that is supposed to be group work, to do it on your own. Now let's talk about the ugly. It was so ugly in this Reading Academy. Well, I don't know if I should just say ugly. It was just experiences that or things that I went through in the Reading Academy. There was a lot of fights, and when I mean fights, there's teachers who dislike being there, and they voice it out with no problem. So I had to witness several fights between the teachers and the students, and that wasn't a pleasant experience at all. Another thing is that you're not allowed to cooperate with other people. Like if you have maybe questions or an artifact about the artifact, you cannot just go and ask another teacher. You have to do this work on your own. And they compare your work to others to make sure that you're not copying. If you are not successful with your artifacts, you will have to redo them. So make sure that when you're doing your work, your artifacts at the end of each of the semester, you consult with your monitor, with your teacher, because again, if you don't do this correctly, they will not pass you. There were plenty of teachers who got less than 80%. Good teachers, experienced teachers, they had a low grade and it wasn't a pleasant experience at all for them. There was a lot of miscommunication. So make sure you're communicating at all times, especially during the times of the artifacts. That's why those teachers are there, to help you out. At the end, I was able to pass the Reading Academy. My grade was a 90%, which I took gladly. I know there's students who have higher. I know students who had lower. But once you've completed it, you're going to have that sense of completion that you've been through one great experience. Thank you so much for listening to my video today. If you have a comment, maybe your experience was different than mine, hopefully for the better, you can leave it in the comments and share it with me. And please come back for my next video. See you soon.